Aaron Robinson here, Car and Driver magazine, standing in front of a car that you brought us, and it's a car that, Matt, slide in. Don't be shy.
He's gonna jump here.
It's a car that Matt and I have been talking about for a long time. The Subaru
BRZ.
BRZ. This has the naturally aspirated, flat 2-liter. So you have that super low slung front end, and making 200 horsepower on 2 liters. There is something to me that loves the notched up, 100 horsepower per liter.
That's the minimum.
Kind of nice.
If you're not making 100 horsepower per liter, then
that was unthinkable.
Just suck on a shotgun.
I mean, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, that was Ferrari and maybe Honda 2000 territory. But 25K, inexpensive, and I just drove the car. Handles, and I'm hoping. Matt was saying that maybe because Scion is making a version of this car as well.
Yeah, the FRS.
Maybe we'll get to drive it in the Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix next year.
That's it. So. They get the budget to build 25 of them for you guys to wreck.
Well, they're going to wreck all 25.
We'll probably wreck like 14 of the 25.
I mean, Jerry Westland will wreck 3 alone.
That's a really cool car. I mean, if somehow the auto industry for 30 years managed to not make an inexpensive, sporty rear drive car, right? They've always found excuses. Well, it doesn't work with any of our platforms, and it's going to be too expensive.
Rear drive is the operative
rear
term
drive
there.
is dead. Nobody in the Midwest will buy it. I mean, they always have excuses for not making these cars, right? So, every once in a while you get these weird, cross currents of strangeness, and that's kind of what happened because Toyota and Subaru formed a partnership in 2008. Toyota owns about 16.5% of Subaru, Fuji Heavy Industries, Subaru's parent, and they looked around at a bunch of projects. They were looking at a minivan and a sedan, a bunch of cars, and this was one of the ideas, and Subaru was already working on this car, and they said, all right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the sports car, because that just works for our engine, your engine, and their platform, and everything works, and so this car got made, and this only happens like once every 30 or 40 years, so we're pretty excited about it.
Well, the other thing too is I've been saying this for a long time, which is Subaru winning all these rallies and having all these really cool cars in Japan, and then they send us the station wagons for the lesbians. And I was always like, what? Why can't we get? And I would always say, you don't think California and or America will consume your high performance, very nicely made product, because we definitely will buy those products. And then the WRX came out and everyone just jumped on it. And Subaru sort of had a wake-up call like, hey, we can sell these performance products here in the US. And I was like, hello, of course we want your performance products. And now it seems like they're in full effect.
I mean, who knew that Subaru, which the company that basically engineered the car, Toyota did the styling, but Subaru engineered the car, who knew that at this company there was like this small group of engineers that were really I mean, these guys didn't want to spend their whole life making Lesbo wagons, right? So they actually now got an opportunity to build a really cool car, and they executed.
So, but I want to hear from Subaru enthusiasts. Are you guys going to be on board with a rear-wheel drive, non-turbo, non-all-wheel drive?
If they're not enthusiasts. I'm sorry. What part of the definition is unclear?
What's the WRX? Yeah, but here's the thing.
Cool,
it's like the WRX starts at 40 grand, 39.
No, the STI. The WRX starts at about 26, 27.
No, I mean the STI.
The STI, which
starts
is
at
300
horsepower,
right? And that's all-wheel drive, and that's
right.
turbo.
But we're talking about 40 grand there, right?
Yeah, and that's what Subaru's saying. If you want 300 horsepower, we have the STI. But for 200 horsepower, this is, this.
Yeah, well, that's what you say to the enthusiasts. Look at the sticker price.
Well,
let me tell you,
for the Subaru fans that usually go for that turbo and that all-wheel drive, is the market going to be like, what's going to be, is Scion going to sell 5,000 and Subaru's going to sell 1,500?
They may not pull a lot of people out of STIs into this car, but they're going to pull people out of every other sporty coupe.
They're going to pull them out of minis.
Because this is the only, they're going to pull people out of minis because this is the only real deal on the market.
It's a fun car to drive. The aftermarket's going to have a field day with it. Because
wait till these things show up.
26,000 and then
wait
till they show up at SEMA.
Get the NOS.
Yeah. No, what it is, Aaron is right, which is rear wheel drive. Nobody made a little, like, everyone had that, oh, it's a Golf GTI or whatever, but it was always the front wheel drive. I mean, even with the Mini, and as much as I love the Mini, it's like always the front wheel drive, the Fiat front wheel drive, like everything was, oh, this is great, it's peppy, it's fun, it handles, it carves up the canyons. Front wheel drive. I don't know why, because yeah, I wish someone made a little, you know, pea shooter, little pocket rocket that had the rear wheel drive, but I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm missing
like the
something.
BMW 1 Series, which
Right.
you know, you're looking at 30, 35 grand for
Right.
the
So there
cheapest
was-
one.
Yeah.
That's all there is. I mean, there's a reason why Formula 1 cars aren't front wheel drive.
And
the
yes, and
dynamics
there's
are better.
and it's no fun to hop up a front wheel drive car because no one wants to see those front wheels burning out.
So when
puddle of bleach.
as far as racing, you can really start to get this into a racing program. Is Subaru or Scion ready to step up for affordable racing the way Mazda has with the Miata?
Well, we'll see. I mean, nobody does it as well as Mazda. I mean, if you race a Mazda, there's so much factory support for you, and you know, you call this 800 number. There's guys that know what they're talking about. It's a real racers. I mean, nobody does it as well as Mazda. So whether Subaru for the first time does this, or Toyota, who's kind of played around with TRD but never really kind of gotten into it, whether either one of those companies steps up and really supports kind of an amateur racing program, we'll see. I don't know, but
This would be a great.
that doesn't matter because people
are
are going to go out and race the thing anyways. I mean, if they have to build their own cages and make their own parts, they're still
Adam,
going to
pop
race
the
it.
hood. Let's take a look at this engine.
All right. And by the way, like, you know what I love about all cars now? They all have like the aluminum deadfoot spot. They all have bolsters in the seats, the Alcantara, and all that kind of stuff.
And by the way, this is the only aluminum part on the car.
Yeah, it's
the
still
rest
hot.
of it's steel. It's still hot.
Very low slung flat 4. And I like where they put the oil filter.
So you've got a merge of Subaru and Toyota technology here.
Yeah.
Because the Subaru motor, the core engine is Subaru, but the D4S is a Toyota technology. That's why they both get billing on the motor. That's basically a dual fuel injection system where you've got both port and direct injection. So that's a Toyota technology that Subaru adapted to their flat 4. So hence they both get the names on the
It's nice that they're at least sharing the title there. I remember the Lotus Elan in '91. You pop it up, and you got the Isuzu motor in there.
Yeah, this
It basically just said Isuzu was like scratched out, and Lotus put a sticker over
But then
it.
Isuzu had suspension by Lotus, right?
Yeah.
So it all came out in the wild.
Yeah, I can accept this a little bit better. So
Lotus is kind of the
but look
engineering core that'll work
how
for anybody.
low the motor is, and also
Yeah.
how far back it is. That
Yeah.
basically by sighting it so far back, there'll never be an all-wheel drive version of this car, because if you look at the all-wheel drive Subarus, the engine's way forward so that the half shafts can come out of the transmission. But since this was so far back to lower the center of gravity and center the weight of the car, then you can't do all-wheel drive.
But you don't need you want the all-wheel drive, you get the STI. Right?
Yeah, what do you
So-
need it for? It's just extra weight, make the car understeer. What do you need it for?
Yeah, it's almost a mid-engine. It's that far back. You want to fire it up, Aaron? We'll
Sure.
give it a little listen. Yeah, the car looks good. Dual exhaust. BRZ. And this car,
So it sounds like an outboard motor, as all flat fours do, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I can live with that.
the interior looks great. The shifting, I drove the car around the block a few times. The shifting's great.
So what's going to be the difference between the Scion version and the Subaru? Is the Subaru is just a little bit upscaled?
Yeah, well, Scion is kind of Toyota's cheap car division, right? So they want to do a lower. Sorry about that. They
This
want
is
to do
a
a
nicer
lower price
interior, I
version of the
think.
car. So theirs is going to be a couple $1,000s cheaper, right? A little bit less content, and you won't be able to option up quite as high as this one is.
This one has the Alcantara seats, navigation. What is this one as it sits? It's like 27?
Well, they haven't
27
told us the
change?
pricing yet, as far as I know.
I'm
They
going
have
to
told us
defer to the
pricing.
Subaru.
It's-
27 and a half, is that right?
27 and a half for
There
this
we go.
car. So yeah, Subaru's aiming a little bit higher, probably a little bit older customer than Scion is. And
How old? 'Cause Adam just
Older
had a
meaning
birthday.
in the 20s. Yeah. When is this thing
Born.
due out?
it's on sale now, right? Yeah, it's already
sale.
hit the dealership. So
beautiful.
go look at one.
Go, hurry.
Yeah.
Support
Well,
the
maybe.
movement, because if this car sells, there'll be more.
I'm
We
telling you,
hope.
I want more fun rear-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
And like I said, someone's going to come up with a cold air intake
Oh, I
and a
can't wait to
chip and
drive
a
this for
whatever.
the
Well,
next 100
there'll be a
horsepower.
convertible version of it pretty
Throttle
soon.
body.
Probably there'll be an they won't say, but there'll probably be an STI version, you know, with some
Oh, yeah,
horsepower. And
Makes
so I mean,
sense.
that's built into all the product plans for the cars like this, or all these kind of like specials and limited editions and
course.
two body
Right.
styles, convertible. And that's the only way you can make the economics work. So there'll be a lot more versions of this car coming.
All right. Well, Aaron, this has been a little slice and a nice to get reunited. I haven't seen him since the car show.
There you go.
Come back anytime you like, by the way, and bring anything you like.
I will.
And
Bring my Lamborghini next time.
There you
bring
go.
your Spada next time. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Aaron Robinson and Matt, the Motorator DeAndrea, saying keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.